Anytime when we have supplementary budget revisions, even without being proposed from the National Treasury, the National Assembly is usually very quick in removing equalization fund. So I would also appeal to this Honorable House that please in future consider ring-fencing this any allocation already provided in equalization fund so that it doesn't again suffer the fate that it has suffered for over the years. So that is another reason why we have had arrears into this fund. Finally, what is my personal view on increasing the number of counties from 14 to 34? Honorable Speaker, Honorable Lesuda, through the Speaker, let me make it very clear that I was in this parliament when we passed the 2010 Constitution. I am very conversant and aware of why we went this route of creating a specific fund to target areas that have historically been marginalized. Actually, we were very clear in 2010 on what we meant by marginalization. It was not pockets of marginalization across the country. I will tell you that for a fact. And by the way, I come from a region which is also considered marginalized because it is a Yemen. You remember just the other day, Madam Speaker, some individuals, some characters across here went to my place and they called us, we are living in Yemen. I believe Yemen is, they use that word to clearly state that that area is marginalized, which is true. But the level of marginalization in Suba, South, or Homa Bay, which is also historical, cannot be compared, for example, to Mandera, or Wajir, or Isiolo, or Marsabit. So for Homa Bay, where I come from, which is also marginalized, and is Yemen, that marginalization cannot be compared to these other areas. So in my view, I think it was a mistake by Commission on Revenue Allocation to increase the number of counties from 14 to 34. That is my honest opinion, and I'm not saying it for the first time. I have said it before, even when I was launching a report by Equalization Fund. I said we must reconsider this second policy. It is now making us lose foresight and focus on why Equalization Fund was embedded in our Constitution. We can use other resources which are devolved to the counties to make those regions which have not been brought to where they should be. But for marginalization, equalization, let us confine it to the historically marginalized counties like Samburu, like Baringo, like Turkana, like Mandera, Wajir, Isiolo, Marsabit, and also Garissa. Those regions, no one can deny that those regions have historically been marginalized in this country. So that is my response to that question, and I hope those who are involved in decision-making for the third policy are listening to this debate, and my position as Cabinet Secretary is very clear on that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, there is a lot of hands going up. Allow me to indulge Honorable Kamket. What is out of order?
Madam Speaker, I did not want the, thank you so much for indulging me. I did not want the Cabinet Secretary to get away with the final part of his answer because the first policy